Scientists recently tracked 24 giant oceanic manta rays into the deep depths of the oceans, and what they found regarding their behavior is truly remarkable. Welcome back to Tea of the Sea, and the giant oceanic manta ray is the largest species of ray in the world, capable of reaching a wingspan of up to about 30 feet. Not as commonly seen as their smaller reef manta ray cousins, oceanic manta rays are highly intelligent, seemingly capable of remembering faces of people. They seem to actually want to be friends with certain people who dive with them a lot, and they are possibly even capable of passing the mirror test. They might be able to recognize themselves as themselves. But a lot of their lives is lived in secret, as they often spend a lot of their time way offshore, hence their name, oceanic manta rays, and we don't get to really observe them a whole lot. And a team of scientists wanted to learn a little bit more about what they're doing when they go way out into the open ocean. Dr. Calvin Beal led a team and tagged 24 manta rays in several different locations, including New Zealand, Indonesia, and Peru. Basically, they just wanted to see where the rays were going and what they were getting up to, and they found something really interesting in the manta rays off of New Zealand specifically when they were doing deep dives. 79 days out of the 2,705 days of tag data that the team had showed the manta rays diving over 500 meters, and of those 79 days, 71 of those days were off the coast of New Zealand. Previously, it was understood that manta rays would routinely dive for 500 meters or so, and they were potentially able to get as deep as 1,000 meters below the surface. But several of these manta rays were diving over depths of 1,200 meters, far deeper than originally assumed. But here's where it got interesting. The manta rays would make these obscenely deep dives, but they wouldn't do the dives for very long, and shortly afterwards, they would spend a lot of their time closer to the surface, traveling really long distances. The manta rays would typically do that deep dive in the day after leaving the coast and heading to the continental shelf, and because they weren't staying at those depths very long, it's been ruled out that they were doing it for food or even avoiding predators. And some of the manta rays, after they returned to the surface over the next few days, would cover vast expanses of water. Some individuals were traveling over 120 miles. So why were the manta rays making these short, extremely deep dives and then traveling really far over the next several days? Beal thinks that they might have been diving deep to get their bearings on where they were and figuring out where they wanted to go based on that. Our planet has a magnetic field generated by the rotation of the iron core that powers us, and several species of animals have shown to be capable of tapping into this magnetic field to navigate their world or even hunt. For example, foxes seem to always face north when they successfully hunt something in the wintertime, and we think they're using the Earth's magnetic field to hone in on their prey. And some migratory whales, like humpback whales, actually have magnetite in their brains, which leads us to believe that they might actually be able to detect the magnetic field, which is how they and other migratory whales are capable of navigating the vast expanse of the ocean from their summer feeding grounds in the north and south to the warmer breeding grounds around the equator. It's possible the manta rays are doing something similar. They're making these deep dives to read Earth's magnetic field, potentially other things as well, like water temperature, the direction of the current, salinity levels, etc., to then make a decision about where they wanted to go afterwards. According to the scientists, these oceanic clues are a lot more stable and predictable at those deeper depths, so the manta rays are making that deep dive to gain a better reading of the magnetic field as well as potentially all those other things that I mentioned. So then when they come back to the surface, they know where they are, they have effectively a mental map of the surrounding area, and then they can go about their day and figure out where they want to be based on that mental image. Of course, we're going to need to do more research to better determine if that is in fact why these manta rays are doing these deep dives, but it just goes to show how little we know about some of the most iconic animals of our planet, let alone our oceans. So I'm excited to see what more comes out of this.